Tired of adding keyframes and keyframes, spending hours together to smoothen your curve, and yet your animation looks erratic? Believe me, I know this because I was there once. Adding multiple nulls and parenting them with the previous is the key to achieve a smooth camera movement. And a little trick with the curve. And this is the result.
1936, Nazi Olympics, Berlin. A lifetime event brothers were waiting for long. Rudy saw it as a great opportunity to pitch their shoes to all the German clubs he could find. As the business grew, it was time to move out of the laundry shed to the new factory, and the world's greatest rivalry was born.
Awesome smooth camera transition.
Hitler
Another
ignited the
one.
fire of World War II, but it ultimately consumed him. World War II stands as a stark reminder that the ambition of a single person.
Hello everyone, my name is Naresh and today we are going to learn a smooth camera transition like this. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, now you will create this superb 3D parallax scene out of a few still images using a 3D camera in After Effects. You will also learn how to use the puppet pin for moving a character's head, hands or leaves of tree, anything like that. You will also achieve a smooth transition from one scene to the next. So let us import all the images and video files required for this project in After Effects and get started. We'll get everything free from the link in the description. We'll also need this free file. Let us import from here. If you are wondering, this is a MediaPlace that I use to organize my files in Mac. It is free and also has a couple of other tools like AI image generation, cloning, etc. You can check it out from the link in the description. Okay, now let's import the Photoshop file. Use these settings, retain layer size. Then you can run the script name order to organize your file, and it's free. You can find it in the asset folder. It will organize files into folders, which is so useful while working on large projects. Let's start by creating a new composition. Let's call it master. 9020 by 1080, 24 fps and 30 seconds duration will be needed. Let us import our first image, the Berlin Gate. Then this Dassler Brothers PNG file and convert both to 3D. Switch to two views and using this second view, move this wall layer to here far back using the Z-axis. Press S on the keyboard for the scale parameter and scale it up. Bring it down using the Y-axis. Also scale it down this brother's image. Bring it down grabbing the Y-axis. Now right click and add a new camera. Select 35 mm. Enable depth of field. It is a 2-node camera. Click OK. Again right click and add a null object. Convert it to 3D. Parent it with a camera by picking this whip and dropping it on null like this. So now null will control the camera. Now press P for the position, add initial keyframe at the beginning, move forward 9 seconds or so and add another keyframe. Select both the keyframe and press F9 for easy ease. Come back at the beginning, make sure that you haven't selected both the keyframes and grab the null using its Z-axis and move it towards the gate layer. Then grab this Y-axis and move it upward like this. More on this side and little up. Alright. Now move your playhead here and select null and use this pen tool and click on this end to convert it to vertex. Use this handle, grab it, drag and move it below like this to give this path a curve line. Let's play. Alright, now keep your playhead here at second keyframe. Don't move the playhead but move this second keyframe slightly here and add another keyframe. Okay, now you can place this keyframe to anywhere you want. Let us move it to around 13 seconds. Select both the keyframes and press F9 for ease. Select all three keyframes, open the graph editor, and you can double click or right click and select keyframe velocity. Check this box continuous and change the value of incoming velocity influence to 65. Click OK. Select this first keyframe and change the value of outgoing to 60 and click OK. Now select and grab these handles and move it upward. Make the single continuous curve, just like this. You can see here a smooth slope at the end. So what will it do? So it has a zoom out animation that is smooth and it doesn't stop abruptly, but it slow down at the end. Select the wall layer and increase the size. Now select null, keep your playhead to the last keyframe, add these three PNG file. You will use it for the transition. Convert it to 3D and use the second view to place it in the front, even behind the brothers layer. Scale it down and slightly move upward. Then set it in the corner like this. Let us preview it. See how cool the parallax effect is? You can move it further in the front part and adjust the size and position however you like. Alright, all set. Now keep your playhead to the last keyframe and using Command or Control plus D, duplicate null, press U to reveal the keyframes and delete the keyframes by clicking that stopwatch icon. Now carefully follow the steps exactly. Okay, now again add a keyframe corresponding to the previous null's last keyframe. Move your playhead to around 6 or 7 seconds and move this keyframe here. Do not move the playhead and parent the current null with the previous null. Okay, now move playhead to around 15 seconds and then use X position to move it on the left side. Let me switch to one view. Move it till the tree layer just disappears. You will use that tree for smooth transition between the scene. Select both the keyframes and press F9 to easy ease. Right click and select keyframe velocity and change the value to 65. Let us preview it. Alright, before jumping to the next scene, let's quickly finish the first one. Playhead at the beginning, add the sunset sky video at the bottom, convert it to 3D, select the layer. You should be in active camera, press Command or Control plus Home so that layer will be in the center of the view where your playhead is. So make sure that your playhead is at the correct place on the timeline. It has moved here in front of the camera. If you play it, you can see it small. So scale it to fit the screen. You can also add a black and white effect to the images and a tint effect to the video. And this is how it will look. I am using this FX console plugin by Video Copilot to search and add an effect right at the timeline. It is free and it saves a lot of time. Okay, let's undo it. Now let's add text. Move it at the beginning. Select the text tool and type whatever you want. I'm typing number 9036. Convert it to 3D. Press Command or Control plus Home. Increase the size however you like. Change to two views and move the text towards the camera and decrease the size. Bring it down till it just disappears from the screen. Alright, this is perfect. Change text color to white. To add number animation to it, switch to one view. Change the layer order to here. Add effects known as slider control. You can start animation from here at this point. Select text and text, source text, and pick whip and attach it to the slider. Add keyframe to slider, change value to 1900, and just about here halfway, change the value to 1936. Alright, let us see. There are many decimals to it. Double press E on the keyboard and edit expression like this. Math dot round and take the whole expression in the bracket. Select text and add a radial fast blur effect. Change zoom to brightest amount. You can do however you want. Duplicate the text using Command or Control plus D. Add colorama effect. Shift on the top above previous effect. Play with the output presets and set however you like. Select the sunset layer. Add tint effect to it. Select and change the white to black. Add keyframe to tint amount and at around here when text animation stops, change value to 0. Select both the keyframes and press F9. You can move the keyframes closer. Now it's good. You can also add another text if you want or something else after the previous text disappears, just like you did it before. Set color, font, size and position however you like. Alright, now select and expand the text. Click on animate, select blur, then go to animator 1, click add and select both scale and opacity. Now set blur amount to 100, opacity to 0, change scale to 150. Expand range selector, add keyframe to offset and change value to -100. Move playhead around 1 second or so and change value to 100. Expand advance, change shape to ramp up, ease low to 50%, switch on random order to on. Alright, so this is how it is getting animated. You can spread out the keyframes to slow it down. Go to graph editor and you can change the speed graph like this. Again go to text and click on add animator and select tracking this time. Select animator 2, add keyframe to tracking amount, change the value to 5 or 10. Select keyframes and apply easy ease using F9. Select text and add deep glow effect or use simple glow. Select exposure value to 0.2. Keep holding Alt or Option key and click on exposure stopwatch icon to add expression. Write posterize time 6, wiggle value of 10 and 0.02. Copy this effect and paste it to the text which was duplicated. Shift it on the top. Adjust the keyframes that you added to tint to speed it up. Now it is perfect. Adjust the size of the text. Alright, so this scene is complete. Let's move to the next scene. Select null, press U to reveal the keyframes, move playhead to second keyframe, and import images for the second scene. First add this ground. Convert it to 3D. Add this team photo. Add this coach image and convert all to 3D. Select all three layers. Press Command or Control plus Home to bring all the images to the center in the current view. Chain to two views. Grab this background and move it away from the camera. Then scale it. Just the vertical position. Select the team layer and move it towards the previous layer just like this. Move it slightly down. Select the coach layer and move it towards the camera like this. Adjust vertical position, scale it down, also the team layer. Switch back to one view. You can see here the transition between the two scenes, but they are overlapping and messy. We will use this tree as a track mat to separate them. Now follow these steps carefully. These steps are crucial. For the track mat to work, this second last layer from the previous scene, Wrestler Brother, should be placed before the first layer, that is this house with ground, just like this. Else there will be a weird projection of the layers into each other. Scale it down and adjust the position of the layer. Do the same for the team and coach layer. Alright, so this is house layer is above the layers from the first scene except the tree layer. This might be a frustrating step and you may wonder why it is not happening. Move your playhead to around here and click on this draft 3D. Now you can see all the layers together. If yours is different from mine, then make sure to click here on the extended view. Now deselect layers or press F2 on the keyboard and click on the pen tool. Make sure that fill is solid and stroke to none. Create a mask like this. Convert shape layer to 3D, rename it as matte. Alright, now the position of this tree in 3D space should match the tree layer, specifically depth or z-axis. So select tree, press P for the position and select position and copy it. We are copying the position. Select matte, press P for the position, select position and paste the values. Both the layers are at the same position. Now an important part is to select matte and adjust the mask like this. So it covers from the middle of the tree just like this. So it is dividing. So the tree is dividing in a two parts, one covering the previous scene and other part is covering the current scene. Switch to one view. Now select this house and select the track mat. If this option is not visible, click toggle switches mode or click F4. Change the track mat to matte. Alpha matte is selected and invert it. Now you can see two parts which are separated by this tree. Also change the track mat of the team and coach to matte layer, inverted alpha matte. Let us preview it. For this weird part, select the matte layer and expand it just like this. Still you have to expand or you can trim the layers. Alright, still it is visible. So let us select all three layers and trim it here using Alt or Option plus this bracket key. Now it will not trouble you. But you can see here the Berlin gate looks isolated and there is a gap here. So bring it down. So bring down the sunset layer and increase the size of the gate layer just like this. So how wonderful it looks. Perfect. Now again move to the second keyframe, add 15 seconds and add another cloud MP4 file. Place it behind this house layer and convert it to 3D. Press Command or Control plus Home to place it in center of the view. and you can move this layer to here. Don't forget to trackmate it. Switch to two views. This is the house and this is the cloud layer. Move the cloud layer behind the house. Also increase the scale. Let us preview it. So you have now a cool parallax with smooth transition. Perfect. You could do it by pre-composing all layers in scene 3, but then you have to use camera in that composition and do the animation and then track matte. Okay, now select this last null layer, playhead at 15 seconds and duplicate using command plus D, press U to reveal the keyframe. Delete the keyframes, add new keyframe here, move a few frames back about here, drag this keyframe here, then parent the camera with the previous null. Move your playhead around 22 seconds. Use this X value to move the camera to the right. Move till it disappears. Select both the keyframes and press F9 for easy ease. And then right click and change value to 65 for both incoming and outgoing velocity. Alright, keep your playhead here and let us add images for the last scene. Add this workshop image, Dassler Brothers here below previous image, convert it to 3D, press Command or Control plus Home, switch to two views. Now you want to put this workshop layer just beside the house layer of the previous scene. And this, as you can see, they are at the same depth level in second view. Great. If not, adjust the Z axis. Even you can directly edit the Z value. Now bring it down. Select the Dassler Brothers and also bring their position down. Scale up the Dassler Brother layer. As these two layers are at the same depth in 3D space, they will look like they lie beside each other. You can see here. Now you can increase the scale of the sky, adjust its position over the second and third scene. Alright, so it is perfectly covering the sky for both the scene. Switch to two views and bring back brothers like this using the Z axis. Select clouds and send it back slightly without affecting the other layers. Adjust the position. Send Dassler Brothers back and set the position. This is perfect. Now move your playhead to the last keyframe, duplicate null and follow the same steps. Move somewhere around here, move this keyframe, then parent it with the previous null, move to 27 seconds and zoom to the scene. Also change the Y position. Select and apply Easy Ease by pressing F9. You can also add a logo behind the character. So add these two logo here behind the character. So add two logo files, convert them to 3D, place them appropriately in front of the sky, a bit behind the brothers layer. Change the blending mode to divide. You can copy and paste the deep glow effect and colorama effect however you like. Select both the logos and press P for the position, add keyframes, move playhead forward and change its Y position. Do the same for the other logo as well. Select both the keyframes and apply Easy. Edit curve using the graph editor and it's done. Select layers that belong to the first scene and change their color like this, however you like, just for staying organized. You haven't touched the camera option yet, focus distance and aperture. Add keyframe to both the properties, move somewhere around here and change aperture to 220 or so. It will increase the blurriness to the background. Also increase here as well. Around here where the text is appearing, change to 17 so that you have text clear than these two characters. Switch to two views. This is our focus of the camera. See, I am moving it from here. I want it to focus on this layer here, like this, and here on the text layer. Changing this text position and adjusting. Select all the keyframes and apply easy ease. Move forward and here bring down the aperture. Change the focus on the tree so the tree becomes visible. Moving to the second scene, adding a keyframe to the aperture. Then moving forward, add keyframe to aperture, move further and increase again the aperture and bring focus on the coach. You can slightly increase aperture to the previous point also. Moving forward, add keyframe here. Moving forward, add keyframes here, forward and here. Set focus to two characters. Let's bump the aperture. Again set focus on the characters. Alright, so this is how you can set the depth using the focus and aperture settings. Let us preview it. Focus on text, then other text, then tree, coach, and then moving towards workshop and finally characters. Alright. Alright, so you have set the camera. Now the next step is just for the fun. How you can add movement in the characters using the puppet pin or like moving tree, leaves, etc. Okay, import this green screen birds file here above the tree. Convert it to 3D. Move it here. Now bring the Z axis of this layer to the same level as the tree. Add key light effect. Click dropper and select the green screen. So you have this birds flying video. Scale it down and adjust the position as per the tree, like birds flying from the tree. And trim this layer here using Alt plus bracket key. This was an optional step. Okay, now click here to isolate tree, select puppet pin and add pins to various parts. Preferably parts or leaves which are connected with the main branch, just like this. Now from the puppet menu, select the stars pin. This pin stiffens a specific area of an image, preventing excessive distortion when animating with the puppet tool, allowing you to control which part of an object remain more rigid during the movement. Alright, so this is done. It has already added keyframes. Move your playhead. Okay, only partial tree is visible, so come back here. You can later expand the keyframes if you need. Now grab any puppet pin and move slightly right or left, just like this. Do the same to the rest of the pin. Only puppet pin, not stars. Move forward and bring back to original position. Select all the keyframes and apply easy ease using F9 key. Then you can spread it out by keep holding the Alt or Option key. Okay, let's preview it. Adjust the spread of the keyframes for the smooth movement. This is good. So this is one time only. But if you want continuous loop, hold Alt or Option key and click this icon. So expression window will open. Add the loop out expression. Now select right click and copy expression only and paste it to the rest of the pin. So you have now this continuous loop out. This will give more live and subtle effect to your scene. Select all the keyframes and shift them over here. Okay, now it looks good. You can also give motion to this head of the character just like you did. Add a puppet pins to two endpoints and start pin at the joint or junction. Move playhead forward and only slightly give tilt to head just like this. Move slightly forward and for the other head, move further and change to original positions. Press U to reveal the keyframes and apply easy ease using F9. And just like you did it before, you can add loop out expression. Spread out the keyframes if you want it slow. Similarly, you can also add the motion to the head of the coach layer also. Oh, that's a lot of keyframing. Now it's time to show how you can add some extra sauce which you can use in your After Effects project. You can take the note and save it in this order to recreate. So first, right click and add a new adjustment layer or use Command plus Option plus Y. Rename it brightness flicker, add effect levels, increase the highlight, press T for transparency, keep holding Alt or Option key and click stopwatch to add expression. Write posterize times 6 and wiggle 50-30. Second, duplicate this layer, delete previous effects, rename it as camera shake, add transform effect, hold Option or Alt and click stopwatch icon to add expression. Write posterize times 6, wiggle 15 and 3. Or I prefer 1 and 6. Also don't forget to change the scale to 100 to hide edges while shaking. Third, right click and add a new solid, change color to 80-80-80, click OK, add grain effect, change this to final output, preset to this Kodak Vision 200T, change size to 1.3, softness to 1.2, speed of animation 0.3. Also add tint effect and pre-compose it. Name it green. Add levels and increase highlight. Change blending mode to overlay. Even you can play with the transparency and set however you like. I'm setting it to 50. Fourth, a new adjustment layer is added with effect posterize time. Change value to 12. Fifth, add a new adjustment layer, rename it Gaussian blur, add effect Gaussian blur, raise the value to 20 or so, select ellipse tool, double click to add mask, invert it and increase the feather amount. Sixth, duplicate it, rename it as vignette, delete blur effect and add CC vignette effect, increase the amount and done. 7. Add a new solid, any color, name fractal noise, click OK. Add effect known as fractal noise, bump contrast to 300 or so, brightness around minus 150 or so, complexity 6 or more, scale it down to 20 or 27. In evaluation option, click random seed while holding the Alt or Option key, add expression posterize time 3, random 1000. Change the blending mode to add, you have this white noise. For black noise effect, do one last thing. Duplicate this layer and add invert effect over it. Change blending mode to multiply and it's done. You have both white and black noise. You can always increase or decrease the size. You can also add some texture over it like this pale cloth texture. Scale it down, change the blending mode to multiply and play with the opacity however you like. You will get this kind of texture effect. Just before rendering from the camera settings, change the iris shape to hexagon for a better result of the 3D camera. One final step if you want to add light to the scene. Right click and add a spotlight, keep the intensity 100 and change the cone size. Shift it above the camera. Switch to two views and change this view to the left from the top. Rename light to spot as it is spotlight. Grab it by its z-axis and move backward and slightly up. Use this x-axis to face it downwards like this. Switch off, switch on. Wonderful. Move backward and adjust the cone angle. Link the spotlight with the camera so it will follow the camera's movements. Adjust the cone angle. Adjust the light intensity however you like or as per your scene. And this is the final.
In 1936, Nazi Olympics Berlin. A lifetime event brothers were waiting for long. Rudy saw it as a great opportunity to pitch their shoes to all the German clubs he could find. As the business grew, it was time to move out of the laundry shed to the new factory, and the world's greatest rivalry was born.
So I hope you guys learned something new today, and don't forget to leave us like and subscribe the channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.